Living Street?
A living street, yes, sentient street.
What?
Which in that sentient street, people who don't feel accepted can live because it can actually teleport whatever it wants.
Welcome to, GameG Reviews, and with me is Kiryu. He is going to talk about Doom Patrol, and I'm going to sit here and pretend that I know about the second season.
Well, you did watch something about it.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so Doom Patrol, one of the best things that DC has done so far. Because it's DC and not CW, first off. Now, some things about the second season is that they introduce a new villain, which is an overarching villain this time.
What?
Well, it's a big arc with the villain, you know. It's that
It's
they
a big
have.
deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
The villain is called Candlemaker, and it's not a spoiler because they showed pretty much in trailers and stuff. So in this season, mostly what happens mostly is that one of the main characters has a daughter. This is the main character actually, the so-called chief that is the one who gets all the patrol together. If you haven't watched season 1, I'm not going to say, but there is something that happens with the relationship of all the characters, and that is how it finishes actually, and it's something that continues in the second one. It's something that happens in the comic books, but here it's way different. That's why actually the show is cool, because if you have read the comic book, some of the things that happen there are completely the same, but still different. I mean, they introduce villains that you're going to see there from the comic book, and they have the origins of the characters, but still they show them in a different way. So even if you have read it, it's going to be interesting for you. If you haven't, then it's even more interesting.
So it's interesting.
Yes. No matter have you read the comic book or not. I mean, if you read the comic book, you'll know that this show is bonkers, actually. Completely bonkers.
It's kind of
disgusting. But if you read the comic book, then you know what to expect. I mean, this is how it is. If you haven't, but you like things like that, then again, this is your show.
So would you say it's a very good second season? Is it better than the first season?
Yeah, because they delve even more into the characters. That's why actually this show is cool. Unlike things like The Flash or Naruto or stuff, which introduce you the same thing with a character every season. Here they have actually connection with the characters. There is drama behind the things that happen, but it's not a teen drama or something. It's actually really human things. Every character, all of them, whether you have a robot man or negative man or Elastic Woman, which is an interesting name.
Elastic Woman.
Yes, or Crazy Jane, which is even more interesting name.
Yeah.
All of them has something. That's why they are those misfits. That's why they call them the Doom Patrol, actually. And each one of them has something that happens in their life in the past, and they have to overcome that. And they learn. And in the second season, they learn even more. I mean, it's not like in the first season, and now we have no problems. We figured out everything, and that's it. No,
they
actually.
have more problems.
They have even more problems now. And they learn how to deal with them, and you see that things that happened with them in their previous life when they were normal humans actually are the things that led them to here. Now they have a chance to become better, although they look different, and they are not normal anymore, and they are not accepted into the society.
Yeah.
For this one, but they really have that chance, and that's why this show it's pretty genius, because it's not a typical superhero show in which they're going to fight in every episode or things like that. There are actually even episodes in which they don't fight.
They just talk?
Well, not that they just talk, but they have to overcome these problems that they have. And they're really interesting problems, first of all, and every episode finishes with letting you to want more, and that's why you want to see the next one. I mean, they always finish like that something poof happens and you have to watch the next one. And it's poof. Yeah.
So how would you rate the show compared to the first season and individually?
Well, the second season, it's a bit better, although it's shorter because of the coronavirus. Actually, it had only 9 episodes because that's what they shot. It's supposed to be again 15 like the first but at the point that they shot, then they stopped shooting because of the coronavirus outbreak.
Damn it.
And they
with
couldn't
that
finish it,
corona.
and that's why only 9 episodes, and it finishes okay, but it finished with the biggest cliffhanger that was not supposed to be cliffhanger because you needed to have all the other episodes, but that's why it happens.
But what to do?
Still better in character development. So overall, the 2 seasons, I will give it the first time that I give 10 out of 10 on something. Yeah, I was that impressed.
Wow.
With everything.
So
yes.
now I have to watch it, but I can't
Yeah,
still. But
yes.
yeah, okay. So you
Yeah.
recommend it?
No, yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a comic book fan or not. If you want to be closer to the comic book before the show or even after the show, you just need to read everything from Grant Morrison's run, which is from 1989. This is the run that is actually the show is based off, not the classical thing from the 60s. The run from Grant Morrison, you open it and you're going to see most of the things are the same, even the character design and all the things. And there are some political correct things in that show, but because it's in the comic book, actually. I mean,
So it's not the
there is
JW.
no. I mean, it's in the comic book.
Mhm.
It is like that. There is a full street, for example, in which they are a living street in which you have.
Living Street?
A living street, yes, sentient street.
What?
Which in that sentient street, people who don't feel accepted can live because it can actually teleport whatever it wants. So they are, for example, drag queens living there, but it's in the comic book, 1989, way before all the things that we have now
So it's
started.
its own universe. That's
So yeah, in the comic book it becomes a whole world. So
Wow.
I don't know if they do it here, but still. So
Okay,
yeah.
so 10 out of 10 compared to the first season, better?
Yeah, I would say that. I still enjoy both of them. I mean, the first one is also great, and it especially if you watch them back to back now, you're not going to feel any big difference or something. I mean, I did it kind of like that, so yeah. First or second, you can start with the second if you want. You're not going to know most of the things.
Awesome. Well, that is it, guys. So this time I haven't seen it. He saw it, so that was my reaction to what he's saying because I have no idea. I watched in the middle of the first season and I just couldn't continue because of reasons and a lot of other things that I have to do and have to watch. And Doom Patrol was always interesting, but it's not like, wow, it's must watch. So now the second season does sound like it's a must watch. So maybe I'm gonna continue it. The show is brutal. I tried to actually start from the second season instead of finishing the first with the first episode of the second, but I was disgusted in the first 2 seconds, so
don't watch the show while you're eating, by the way. Yes, I mean,
yeah,
seriously.
it's pretty disgusting, and that's normal for Doom Patrol, but I just couldn't do it because I was eating.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it, guys. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Watch
so
it.
Let us know what you think if you see the first season. And 10 out of 10, IGN or Kirill.
Yeah.
And for the Bulgaria fans, watch out for our Bulgarian review. So, bye till next time, guys. With me, Gary G Reviews and LoganK.